Ag Time with Abby here. I'm hitting the road on a big old farm tour and I want you to join with me. My goats, Sophia, Grace, and Rosie will be joining me and we're gonna stop at the state and nation's most unique agriculture areas. Head on with us. I'm starting my journey off in my hometown of Lake Wales, Florida. Today, I'm touring the HEART facility, the Hunger, Education, and Resource Training. Here at HEART, they train missionaries to go out in the field and survive off of sustainable agriculture. I'm so excited to see what they have for us, so come on girls, let's start the journey. Come on, come on. So right now, I am with Mr. Phil. We are in the agriculture outdoor classroom. Mr. Phil, tell us a little bit about what HEART is and what your purpose is.
HEART began as a part of Warner University back in the 80-81 year, and I was a freshman back then, a long time ago. And the whole idea was born out of the felt need for people who are going around the world to help people in different countries have a place where they can train and adjust to living conditions, and also offer some improvement in their living skills. So for example, improvement in farming techniques, improvement in raising animal techniques, because we had a group of students from Warner that went overseas, and when they came back they said, hey, you know, we were theologically and spiritually prepared, but we weren't prepared for the living conditions and for some of the serious situations that some of the people that we're working with were facing, such as malnutrition, animals dying, crops dying, floods, droughts, those kinds of things that we are somewhat buffered from here in the United States. So that's how HEART was born, and since then we've trained about 1,100 people that have gone and served around the world. Oh wow! And over 1,100 now. And then, and now we're seeing a trend here in the United States of people getting more and more interested in hobby farms and also backyard gardening. So one of the things that we've really focused on since about 2012 is permanent agriculture. So looking at not only planting annuals, but also planting perennials. And as you walk around the farm today, you'll see a lot of the results of that. Stuff that it requires a lot of front end work, but then it just provides food for you from then on.
So a lot of organic, purposeful foods like that.
Absolutely. Since 2011, we haven't used any chemical fertilizers or any sprays or anything other than doing it for the purpose of demonstration or showing something. But in our regular working here, we do everything, we call it natural farming. So we focus a lot on feeding the soil, not feeding the plant. So we focus on the microorganisms that are in the soil. So we feed them as much biological material as we can. And some comes from without, but we've gotten to where we provide a lot of it right here on the property, especially when it rains like it has been the last few weeks. We have stuff that is growing, we just cut it up and put it in the gardens. And then over the summer, we do a lot of planting for the same reason. We plant a lot of leguminous plants that provide nitrogen for the soil, and we just let them take over the gardens, and then if they produce something, fine. If they don't, it doesn't matter. We cut them down in the fall so that we can enrich the soil.
Okay. So now, in all of the food that you guys grow in your garden, it's taken into the kitchen and fed the students that live out here? That's
correct. One of our goals is to become as self-sufficient as we possibly can, especially on the property with some of our staff that live here, as well as when the students are here. So with our animals, we range from about 80% to almost 100% in providing our own meat. And then with the gardens, I think Emily would say, safely I could say between 50 and 60% of our fruits and vegetables come from our own gardens. There's a lot of farm to table talk. We actually do it right out here. And so it's great that Emily and Josh are married, because they communicate really well. And they're able to find out, what's in the garden, when it needs to be harvested, and then it goes in. And so the students are a part of that entire process, not just harvesting, not just planting, but also preparation.
Okay. So now tell me about the ag classroom that we're in right now. What is it?
This was one of the classes that we have here is what we call a student-driven class. It's called Student Practicum class, and the whole idea behind it is that the students that come out here would choose one of the areas they're interested in that we teach out here and turn that into a project. So it's a research and development project.
Okay.
So this project was one of the ones that we wanted to do, but we were waiting for someone, a student or someone interested, because we try, even though we want to build the program, we try and, if we can, include the students in that as much as we can, because it becomes an experience, it becomes a teaching tool. And so this project we've been waiting for a while. It was a dream that Josh, our farm manager, had, garden manager had. And so one of the girls, young ladies that was here in the fall, decided she wanted to do this as her semester project.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So she worked with Josh on planning it, designing it, and then putting it together.
That's great. And now I see the bamboo up at the top. Is that bamboo that's
It's from here.
That is awesome.
Bamboo that we grew on the property here, and it was harvested. And right now we have about 12 to 15 varieties of bamboo on the property. Josh is real good at collecting from all around the state and different places.
Okay.
Focusing on varieties that do well in our changing central Florida climate. And then the two of the goals are, one of them is to be providing a bamboo that we can use here both for feed and for construction and for selling. But also we want to get tall bamboo so it helps provide us with a little bit of a microclimate.
Okay.
Since the 2004 hurricanes, it took down all of our large pines that we had here. And so we've been colder in the winter and warmer in the summer as a result of that. I mean, even driving in from the college, as I come out every morning during the winter time or even the summertime, I see a temperature difference out here. And so we're hoping,
driving on the little dirt road, it's like, whoa, what's happening?
Yeah, it's really different. And so we're hoping that that's going to change. So we've taken our gardens and moved them into the village over the last couple of years. So as you tour the village, you'll see fruit trees and bamboos planted in the forest as well. And we're even trying a few tropicals to see, tropicals and subtropicals, to see how well they'll do in this central Florida climate.
Cool beans. Well, let's take this tour into the village. So right now, come here. We are with my friends Jeremy and Leah. We're in the garden here at Hart, and they're going to talk to us about the different varieties of plants that are grown here that are susceptible to different cultures and environments that we aren't used to here in the United States. So right now we have cassavas. So Leah, you want to talk to me a little bit about?
Yeah, one of our focuses here at Hart are like underutilized fruit and vegetable crops. So cassava is a root crop, and I mean, this is the stem. Sorry about your head. And when you plant this, we plant this right in the ground like this, and you'll get tubers that grow out of it, probably a foot or so, foot to 3 foot long, and that you can harvest it. You eat it just like a potato, and then you can just throw that down over there. On this side, we have yams. We have a purple ube yam, and then we have some white yams, and those cook up similarly to potatoes as well, or a sweet potato. What a lot of people don't know is that yams and sweet potatoes are actually two totally different species. Your yams will always be climbing, vining, whereas your sweet potatoes will be going across the ground. And when you cut off a yam, it self-heals, so you can keep it in your pantry, store it for months and months, and it's going to be fine. Whereas you cut up a sweet potato, you gotta eat it. Yeah, you gotta eat it or stuff like that. Another one here is Tandora. It's a vining. We always call it perennial cucumber, but the fruit looks like this. So this is the fruit. You should try fruit. Okay. You got a hand there?
Okay, so just bite right into it.
Bite right in. So that's a ripe one.
This is the fruit. It's ripe.
It's good. I like to think it's a cross between a cucumber and a tomato.
Yeah. It kind of like tastes like tomato.
Yeah.
So
this
I feel like I need a salad right now.
Straight up, well, have some cucumber with your tomato. Yeah. So the unripe fruit tastes like a cucumber, and then the riper fruit is, I mean, it's eaten like a vegetable, eaten like a fruit. I don't know if you ever tried to grow cucumbers, but they get a lot of mildews and things like that, where this is, you grow across the fence line and it grows great.
And it
so
just keeps on going.
Keeps going. It grows all year long.
Oh man, that's
pretty
what I
cool.
need. So is there a way, you just let it go, right? And it just kind of grows itself?
Yep, yeah.
That's what I need, because I don't have a green thumb. Everything I try to plant, it just, it's like, haha, Abby.
Poops out. Yeah, I mean, we probably have 4 plants for this whole vine here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So, and it produces a ton of food.
Oh, that's awesome. And I know that, like, with the yams, they're bright purple. So when you cut into it, it's like, whoa,
Yeah.
am I about to eat purple mashed potatoes?
I don't know if you can see this, but it's the color of this purple.
It's this, yeah.
Yeah, it's this, it's that purple.
Mashed potatoes like that purple. Is it really good with a lot of butter and everything?
Yeah.
Maybe some
good.
It's super
Parmesan
good.
cheese made it
I mean-
loaded mashed potatoes.
Each one of these vines is going to produce like 50 to 100 pounds of food.
Yeah, we've dug up
And
one that
each-
was like 130 pounds last year.
I couldn't even lift
Yeah.
that. I don't
We dug it out in sections and then threw it on the scale.
That is
just
awesome.
to figure out. Yeah.
That's crazy that
pretty
it
cool.
can just grow like that heavy, and it's all in the ground. So like walking by, it's like, oh, there's just some,
Yeah,
you know,
some yams.
stems. But joke's on you because this is like 130 pounds
Yeah.
of yams. That's so cool.
Part of our program is the students get the opportunity to try their hand at gardening. So on this side are our student plots. We plant them over to a bean for the summertime. So it's kind of like, we were joking the other day, we were saying that in Florida, summer's like your winter, you know? You don't go outside as much because it's too hot and you want to hide inside, and we let all of our crops kind of rest, like as if there's like a blanket of snow on it. We put a blanket of beans on ours for the summer. So that's what you see as all the beans growing. But this side we'll do vegetables. We'll plant them as a community, and we'll eat them: cabbages, kale, tomatoes, things like that, brassicas, nightshades. And then this side is the, like I said before, the student beds, and they get half of it when their semester that they're here. They get the opportunity to grow whatever they want in that, and trying to test out and try what they're doing during what they're learning. You know, because some people come to us and they've never grown a garden and they know nothing, and they transplant weeds and they're like, look at this, and we're like, great, hey, that's a weed.
You did very good though.
Great
So you
job.
have the concept. We're just actually gonna
Execution a little elusive.
Well, let's go check out those animals that we have, and we have a water buffalo that we're gonna go look at. I might ride it. You never know. Just kidding. I'm not riding it.
You should.
So Jeremy and I are now here with Miss Piggy, which is their big old pig that they have out here at the farm. We're trying to get her to feed. We're working on it. So Jeremy, what kind of pen is this?
So this is a deep litter system. What she's doing, besides making meat for us, is she's also making lots of compost for us.
Okay.
Because here at Hart, we try to do everything as sustainable and as organic as possible.
Right.
So she's making us a ton of really great fertilizer for our gardens and our crops. And what we'll do is we'll put a mulch layer in there of whatever we can get. Hay, dried oak leaves. This is just a type of grass that we've cut and made hay out of, and we've put down. Every few days, she'll get a new fresh bedding, and she'll turn it in for us. She'll use the bathroom on that. Some of her food will get wasted, and eventually it just piles and piles and piles up, and she's got a big, thick layer of bedding. We'll go in there, we'll harvest her, and we'll harvest all of the great nutrients as well.
What other animals do y'all have out here besides Miss Piggy?
Well, we've got a few more pigs in other locations around the farm. We also do chickens, we've got turkeys, we've got quail. Yeah, she's eating it, she just doesn't want to jump up.
Yeah.
We've got guineas, we've got guinea pigs even that we do here as a farm animal. As well as our goats and our water buffalo Buford. We've got rabbits. We do tilapia as well. We have a fish farm we can show you guys. And we do ducks and geese as well.
Cool beans. Well, let's go take a look at them.
Yeah.
So a big new thing in agriculture is obviously, I like how they like stop whenever I start. There's aquaponics is a big, huge and upcoming thing, especially here in Florida. We're surrounded by water. Why not use our resources? Some people feel like they need thousands of acres to grow and produce a crop. You can do it right here in this pond. So let's take a look at their aquaponics.
So yeah, so these are our fish tanks. We're doing, we've got tilapia in here. These are our adult breeders, and they're growing out, and they're always hungry. So
Yeah.
some food in there.
We'll just take it and we'll
Just throw it out to them.
right
So
Okay.
they'll start splashing up here.
Oh
in
my
a little
goodness.
Bit, so now tilapia can grow out in a commercial-like
Go do this whole
setting,
thing.
they can get
guess so, that's
a
good.
nice
Okay.
solid fillet only within about 6 months, and
wow.
they're ready to harvest.
Sweet.
So we do tilapia because tilapia are one of the easiest fish to
Yeah.
have in a system like this because they have such a huge tolerance of
Mm-hmm.
water conditions and oxygen conditions. They're very hardy and they grow extremely fast.
Yeah.
And will fill out the entire tank instead of simply being a top dweller or a bottom dweller.
Mm-hmm.
We'll also teach our students about, so every animal has a feed to grain ratio. So a fish is about a 1-to-1 or a 2-to-1. So that is every 1 pound of food you put into your fish, you're getting 1 pound of food.
Okay.
Whereas a cow is 30-to-1. So every 30 pounds of food you put into that cow, you get 1 pound of meat. So if you're looking overseas, if you're looking internationally, if you're looking sustainable, then you want to look more towards your fish.
Yeah,
Your
the
chickens
smallest.
that are like, chickens are 1 to 3, and goats are like
7 to 1.
7 to 1. Yeah, things like that that are just, you're going to get more bang for your buck.
Come here, duck.
Come on, come on.
Oh, come here, I got more. I might freak out. Come here, I got some. I really thought that one was gonna come.
So this is our rooftop garden, and this is like, you can grow anywhere.
Yeah.
So, this is just simply, I mean, it's literally just a concrete slab that we laid here. And this right here is a blanket. It's a fleece blanket laid on the ground with literally a
Oh,
strip of soil.
whoa.
So like, there's a strawberry. There's a strawberry.
Oh, is this the last strawberry of the season?
I think so.
Let's see.
Yeah, is it still good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. And that's
So
being
good.
watered by, that Tidy Cat's litter thing has water in it, and holes hooked in the bottom. We fill that up, and the water leaches
Oh,
out.
and it,
So
okay.
It's called a wicked garden. So the water's literally just wicking through that cloth down there, and in the little bits of soil. And obviously, it's doing great. We're even growing
Yeah.
fantastic weeds.
That was a really good strawberry, so it's doing something right.
So we got tires. We've got a bathtub back here, an old sink. Just basically anything people could find that they could put dirt in that they can grow in.
Mason jars,
Mason
coffee
jars,
canisters.
cans, tin cans.
Trying to think of anything. Maybe it,
And
car
some
doors.
things even grow better in here than in the rest of our farm. Like we grow peppers back here in these drums,
mm-hmm.
and we can't believe how many peppers we got here.
So why do you think that is? Like, why are they growing better in a smaller area? Do you think it's because
I
it's?
think that is just we're being intensive about this little area,
Mhm.
and we're looking at everything every day. And,
Yeah.
You know, you can have a whole field of something,
Mhm.
and you can't see the one worm that gets on it that ends
Yeah.
up eating half of your crop. But this, I get one worm, I see it, I pluck it off,
Mhm.
and
You can control it better.
Yeah.
It's easier to control.
so that's fun when you're doing all sorts of types of agriculture. But it's also cool to see the amount of growth that a family could get off
Yeah.
of just a little area.
I mean, is this a freezer right here? It kind of looks like this was an
Yeah,
old
I think
freezer or
it's an old fridge
fridge.
or something, yeah. And those are onions.
Oh, cool. So now I see that glass on the top of it. What is the purpose of that for? Just
So,
for look,
And,
or?
yeah, just for looks mostly. In our like cultural assimilation that we're trying to do here,
Mhm.
you'll see walls like that cross-culturally all the time because people are crawling on people's walls to steal food
Oh.
or to get into their land or that kind of thing. So we threw that on top there, mostly for aesthetics, but also for demonstration.
Yeah, it's
Um,
kind of like our day, like barbed wire or something.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's the protection of the fence
That's
line or the
really
brick
cool.
line.
I see. I would have never like thought about that. That is awesome.
Yeah.
And I love that picture right there. I just noticed it.
Yeah, one of our friends planted that.
Oh my stars and stripes. I love that. This is the best, 100% the best fruit I've ever had. It's called a strawberry tree, but they call it the cotton candy berry.
Yeah, so its official name is Muntinja, but its common names are Jamaican cherry, cotton candy berry, and these fruits under here. I mean, you can't get enough of them.
They're so good. Yeah.
You would
like-
think
I
because
feel
they're
like
so
my 10th
small,
one.
you don't get a lot of flavor, but
They're like packed.
They're
Like as soon as
so
you bite
good.
into it, it's like boom. Hello, amazing. It's so good. Like, I love it. Oh my goodness gracious.
This is a really small tree.
I want to
but-
grow it in my backyard.
You know, they'll get
Get a grow.
6.
How old is this one? Would you say? Like, when is it?
I think this is only a year or two old. They grow so fast. They take a little while to seed and let them
Right.
sprout, but then once you get them going,
It's like nonstop.
yeah, and they fruit all year long.
Oh,
So like they're
That's
fruiting
so
more.
good,
They're
because-
fruiting more right now. We can find a handful on the tree every single day. We're definitely out here looking. But they'll fruit here and there all year long.
I want something like every single day because I feel bad once I take it. It's like, oh man, it was so good, but that's all I got.
You're gonna keep coming. See,
Yeah,
there's
right.
fresh fruit. There's fresh green ones growing now.
Like constantly. Oh yeah, all those
Completely
little
ripe
babies.
ones. It's gonna be like this all summer into the fall and even into the springtime.
I love this. So if you guys want something easy that you can grow in your backyard, maybe. Yeah, you can grow it. Yeah, but you have to eat it right as soon as you pick it. They're not good for storing, right?
Yeah, not really something you can sell in the supermarkets. That's what's so cool about having one of these in your backyard.
It's super original and super unique. I love it.
So this is something exciting that we've been working on for a little while, actually.
Yeah.
Our farm manager, Josh Jamison, has tried a lot of different things of what we can feed our animals out, like forage crops. And the two best that we found is the Napier grass.
Okay.
And then the Mexicans. Yeah, this is the Napier grass. And so we planted that out a month ago.
Wow, a month.
Yeah, just over a month.
So these are like it growing in stages, right? Then,
Yeah. So this we did just last week. These are new cuttings, and then those a little bit before that's a couple weeks.
Okay.
So you can see the growth, and then we're just cutting this back and feeding the top parts of the goats, our buffalo or whatever, and letting it grow. Yeah. We should take some of this and take it right over to our goats.
Yeah, I would love to.
And feed it to them.
Okay,
So yeah, I'm gonna cut it all the way down.
Oh,
you want to cut one?
That is so sharp. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Here.
There you go.
You can cut it.
Can I cut this one right here?
Yeah.
Right down here?
Yep.
Apparently I have not.
It's pretty thick.
Yeah. Oh,
Cool. Yeah, let's carry it over.
Sweet. Okay, let's go feed some goats.
So here in our goat pastures, we practice rotational pasturing. So that's gonna help cut down on parasites. It's gonna help rebuild the pastures better. So we rotate through about 6 pastures here. We have an overwinter pasture as well. We've got forage bank pastures there and there, as well as the ones we just came from. So the goats are surrounded by food, even in the front of the pastures there. We've just established new forage. So all that can be harvested every day and tossed directly over, depending on which pasture they're in. We try to time it up to they can be born during our school semesters. We do 2 semesters every year, one in the fall and one in the spring. We want our students to get the experience of seeing the birth, seeing the gestation period, and then also aiding in delivering, especially if there's a complication. And then our students get to experience the milking. And then they'll get to take the milk to the kitchen, and they'll get to learn different ways to prepare it, and they'll make cheeses and yogurts out of it, and also just get a taste for goat milk. So
usually we'll breed them so we have goats born just before this fall students leave and at the beginning of the spring semester term.
Hi, Buford. This is Buford the water buffalo. Where did you guys get him at? It's not every day that you just go to the market and get him.
So there's actually a local breeder of water buffalo here in Central Florida, and we've recently got him from that gentleman. We're raising him up to be a beast of burden or a work animal.
Right.
We're teaching them to not only be ridden, but also to pull a cart.
Oh, cool.
So
He's so gentle. I mean, oh my goodness. God, okay, ready?
Yep.
There you go. Buford, what do you think? Hi, Buford. It's not every day you get to ride a water buffalo, especially not one so sweet like Buford. If I tried to do this on my heifer, there would be no ag time with Abby anywhere.
So we're teaching them to support the weight. We're just going to teach them to just be generally comfortable with this, because we want our students to be experienced. Throughout Asia, these are very prominently used as all-purpose tools, and are as much a part of the family as a lot of children are. These are just so important to everyday life.
If you see him doing that, he's like a snuggle theme. Like he
loves it.
loves to put his head into people because he just loves to snuggle.
Oh, I love it. He's just like, can y'all get this big old?
But he is just a baby. He's only about
A year?
Not even a year yet. But before he's full grown, he'll be several thousand pounds with a huge horn.
Big old
Horn rack, yeah.
Yeah, big horn rack.
That is awesome. This is so neat. Bless his heart.
So we're actually making him a new exhibit right now up near our pond. So he'll have two different ponds and about an acre all to himself.
Oh, wow. Before you got it made, buddy.
With plenty of water. So because he loves.
The goats stress me out.
He loves being in the water.
He does have gray hair from him.
So, and at this age, the main thing you'll notice different from him and a cow is mainly just his legs and his hoof structure. So a lot of people, you know, they'll just look at him, they'll see a cattle, you know, if they're not used to, you know, if they're not used to seeing cattle, they won't recognize the differences right off the bat. When he's older, you'll definitely be able to tell the difference. He won't look like a cow anymore.
Get off of me. I feel like I'm Perfect, good job, Cooper. That was a perfect dismount. I had so much fun out at Hart today. Thank you so much to Mr. Phil, Leah, and Jeremy for all of your information that you gave to me today, including all of the irrigation, propagation, all that goes into running Hart and making it the great facility that it is. I look forward to many more visits. That wraps up this episode of Ag Time with Abby on the road. I can't wait to see where else this journey takes me. If you want me to visit your unique farming area, give me a call, contact me, do whatever you can, and maybe me and my goats will be on your property in the near future. I had a great day today, and I'll catch y'all next episode.